Shalom, family, and thank you so much for joining us for this week's scripture reading. And this week we'll be reading from Genesis chapter 25, verse 19 through chapter 28, verse 22, Malachi chapter 1, verses 1 through chapter 2, verse 7, and Romans chapter 9, verses 1 through 31. And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begat Isaac, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to be his wife, the daughter of Bethuel the Aramean, of Padan Aram, the sister of Laban the Aramean. And Isaac sought Yahuwah for his wife because she was barren, and Yahuwah was found by him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, If it is so, why am I like this? And she went to inquire of Yahuwah. And Yahuwah said to her, 2 nations are in your womb, and 2 kinds of people shall be separated from your bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, see, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And after that came out his brother, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 60 years old when she bore them. And the boys grew, and Esau was a skilled hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. And Jacob cooked pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, Please feed me with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. And Jacob said, Sell me this day your firstborn. And Esau said, See, I am at the point of death, so what profit shall this firstborn be to me? And Jacob said, Swear to me this day. And he swore to him, and he sold his firstborn to Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. So Esau despised his firstborn. And there was a famine in the land, beside the first famine that was in the days of Abraham. And Isaac went to Abimelech, king of the Philistines, to Gerar. And Yahuwah appeared to him and said, Go not down into Egypt. Dwell in the land that I shall tell you about. Sojourn in this land, and I will be with you, and will baruch you. For to you and to your seed I will give all these countries, and I will perform the oath which I swore to Abraham your father. And I will make your seed to multiply as the stars of the heavens, and will give to your seed all these countries, and in your seed shall all the nations of the earth be baruch. Because Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my instructions. And Isaac dwelt in Gerar. And the men of the place asked him about his wife, and he said, She is my sister. For he feared to say, She is my wife, lest, said he, the men of the place should kill me for Rebekah, because she was beautiful to look at. And it came to pass, when he had been there a long time, that Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looked out a window and saw Isaac playing with Rebekah his wife. And Abimelech called Isaac and said, See, of a certainty she is your wife. So why did you say, She is my sister? And Isaac said to him, Because I said, Otherwise I will die because of her. And Abimelech said, What is this you have done to us? One of our people might have unknowingly lain with your wife, and you would have brought guilt upon us. And Abimelech charged all his people, saying, He that touches this man or his wife shall surely be put to death. Then Isaac sowed in that land and received in that same year 100-fold return, and Yahuwah baruched him. And the man grew great and went forward and grew until he became very great, for he had possessions of flocks and possessions of herds and a great supply of servants, and the Philistines envied him. For all the wells that his father's servants had dug in the days of Abraham his father, the Philistines had stopped them and filled them with earth. And Abimelech said to Isaac, Go from us, for you are much mightier than us. And Isaac departed from there and camped his tent in the valley of Gerar and dwelt there. And Isaac dug again the wells of water, which they had dug in the days of Abraham his father, for the Philistines had stopped them after the death of Abraham. And he called their names by the names that his father had called them. And Isaac's servants dug in the valley and found there a well of running water. And the herdsmen of Gerar did strive with Isaac's herdsmen, saying, The water is ours. And he called the name of the well Esek, because they strove with him. And they dug another well, and strove over that one also. And he called the name of it Sitnah. And he moved from there and dug another well, and for that one they strove not. And he called the name of it Rehoboth. And he said, For now Yahuwah has made room for us. We shall be fruitful in the land. And he went up from there to Beersheba. And Yahuwah appeared to him the same night, and said, I am the Elohim of Abraham your father. Fear not, for I am with you, and will baruch you, and multiply your seed for my servant Abraham's sake. And he built an altar there, and called upon the name of Yahuwah, and pitched his tent there, and Isaac's servants dug a well. Then Abimelech went to him from Gerar, and Ahuzeth, one of his friends, and Pichol, the chief captain of his army. And Isaac said to them, Why do you come to me, seeing you hate me, and have sent me away from you? And they said, We saw certainly that Yahuwah was with you, and we said, Let there be now an oath between us, even between us and you, and let us make a covenant with you, that you will do us no harm, as we have not touched you, and as we have done to you nothing but good, and have sent you away in shalom. You are now the Baruch of Yahuwah. And he made for them a feast, and they did eat and drink. And they rose up early in the morning, and swore one to another, and Isaac sent them away, and they departed from him in shalom. And it came to pass the same day that Isaac's servants came and told him concerning the well that they had dug, and said to him, We have found water. And he called it Sheva. Therefore the name of the city is Be'er Sheva to this day. And Esau was 40 years old when he took his wife Yehudith, the daughter of Beeri the Hittite, and Bashemath, the daughter of Elon the Hittite, which caused grief of mind to Isaac and to Rebekah. And it came to pass that when Isaac was old, and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau his eldest son, and said to him, My son. And he said to him, See, here I am. And he said, See now, I am old. I know not the day of my death. Now please take your weapons, your quiver and your bow, and go out to the field, and find me some venison, and make me tasty meat, such as I love, and bring it to me, that I may eat it, that my being may baruch you before I die. And Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau his son, and Esau went to the field to hunt for venison, and to bring it. And Rebekah spoke to Jacob her son, saying, See, I heard your father speak to Esau your brother, saying, Bring me venison, and make me tasty meat, that I may eat, and baruch you before Yahuwah before my death. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice, according to that which I command you. Go now to the flock and get me of there 2 good kids of the goat, and I will make from them tasty meat for your father, such as he loves. And ye shall bring it to your father, that he may eat, and that he may baruch you before his death. And Yaakov said to Rebekah his mother, See, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. My father will feel me, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver, and I shall bring a curse upon me, and not a barakah. And his mother said to him, Upon me be your curse, my son. Only obey my voice, and go get them for me. And he went and took and brought them to his mother, and his mother made tasty meat, such as his father loved. And Rebekah took nice clothing from her eldest son Esau, which were with her in the house, and put them upon Yaakov her younger son. And she put the skins of the kids of the goats upon his hands, and upon the smooth parts of his neck. And she gave the tasty meat and the bread, which she had prepared, into the hand of her son Yaakov. And he came to his father and said, My father. And he said, Here I am. Who are you, my son? And Yaakov said to his father, I am Esau, your firstborn. I have done according as you have told me. Please arise, sit up, and eat of my venison, that your being may baruch me. And Isaac said to his son, How is it that you have found it so quickly, my son? And he said, Because Yahuwah your Elohayim brought it to me. And Isaac said to Yaakov, Please come near, so that I may feel you, my son, whether you are really my son Esau or not. And Jacob went near to Isaac his father, and he felt him and said, The voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. And he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy, as his brother Esau's hands. So he baruched him. And he said, Are you really my son Esau? And he said, I am. And he said, Bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my being may baruch you. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat. And he brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Isaac said to him, Come near now, and kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his clothing, and baruched him, and said, See, the smell of my son is as the smell of a field that Yahuwah has baruched. Therefore Elohayim give you from the dew of the heavens, and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of grain and wine. Let people serve you, and nations bow down to you. Be master over your brothers, and let your mother's sons bow down to you. Cursed be every one that curses you, and baruch be he that baruch you. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of making the barakah upon Yaakov, that Yaakov had just gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, and see, Esau his brother came in from his hunting. And he also had made tasty meat, and brought it to his father, and said to his father, Let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that your being may baruch me. And Isaac his father said to him, Who are you? And he said, I am your son, your firstborn, Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly, and said, Who? Where is he that has taken venison and brought it me, and I have eaten of all before you came, and have baruched him? Yes, then he shall be baruch. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said to his father, Baruch me also, O my father. And he said, Your brother came with subtlety, and has taken away your barakah. And he said, Is not he rightly named Yaakov? For he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my firstborn, and see, now he has taken my barakah. And Esau said, Have you not reserved a berakah for me? And Isaac answered and said to Esau, See, I have made him your master, and all his brothers have I given to him for servants. With grain and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now for you, my son? And Esau said to his father, Have you not just one berakah, my father? Baruch me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said to him, See, your dwelling shall be away from the richness of the earth, and away from the dew of the heavens from above. And by your sword shall you live, and shall serve your brother. And it shall come to pass, when you shall have the dominion, that you shall break his yoke from off your neck. And Esau hated Jacob, because of the berakah with which his father baruched him. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I kill my brother Jacob. And these words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah. And she sent and called Jacob, her younger son, and said to him, See, your brother Esau concerning you does comfort himself by purposing to kill you. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice, and arise. Flee to Laban my brother, to Haran, and stay with him a few days, until your brother's anger turns away. Until your brother's anger turns away from you, and he forgets what you have done to him. Then I will send and get you from there. Why should I be deprived of both of you in one day? And Rebekah said to Isaac, I am weary of my life because of the daughters of Heth. If Yaakov takes an woman of the daughters of Heth, such as these, who are the daughters of the land, what good shall my life be to me? And Isaac called Jacob and baruched him, and charged him, and said, You shall not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan. Arise, go to Padan Aram, to the house of Bethuel, your mother's father, and take a wife from there, from the daughters of Laban your mother's brother. And Al Shaddai baruch you, and make you fruitful and multiply you, and you shall become an assembly of nations. And Al Shaddai give you the berakah of Abraham to you and to your seed with you, that you may inherit the land in which you are a stranger, which Elohim gave to Abraham. And Isaac sent Jacob away, and he went to Padan Aram to Laban, son of Bethuel, the Aramean, the brother of Rebekah, Jacob, and Esau's mother. When Esau saw that Isaac had baruched Jacob and sent him away to Padan Aram to take him a wife from there, and that as he baruched him, he gave him a charge, saying, You shall not take a wife from the daughters of Canaan. And that Jacob obeyed his father and his mother, and had gone to Padan Aram. And Esau, seeing that the daughters of Canaan did not please Isaac his father, then went Esau to Ishmael, and took besides the wives that he already had, Mahalath, the daughter of Ishmael, Abraham's son, the sister of Nahor, to be his wife. And Yaakov went out from Beersheba, and went toward Haran. And he came upon a certain place, and stayed there all night, because the sun was set. And he took of the stones of that place, and used them for his pillow, and lay down in that place to sleep. And he dreamed, and see, a ladder set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to the heavens, and see the heavenly messengers of Elohim ascending and descending on it. And see, Yahuwah stood above it, and said, I am Yahuwah Elohim of Abraham, your father, and the Elohim of Isaac. The land where you lie, to you will I give it, and to your seed. And your seed shall be as the dust of the earth. And ye shall break out abroad to the west, and to the east, and to the north, and to the south. And in you and in your seed shall all the families of the earth be blessed. And see, I am with you, and will keep you in all the places where you are going, and will bring you again into this land. For I will not leave you until I have done that which I have spoken to you." And Jacob awoke out of his sleep and said, "Surely Yahuwah is in this place, and I knew it not." And he was afraid and said, "How awesome is this place! This is no other place but the house of Elohim, and this is the gate of heaven." And Jacob rose up early in the morning and took the stone that he had put for his pillow and set it up for a pillar and poured oil upon the top of it. And he called the name of that place Bethel, but the name of that city was called Luz at first. And Jacob vowed a vow, saying, "If the word of Elohim will be with me, and will keep me in this way that I go, and will give me bread to eat and clothing to put on, so that I come again to my father's house in shalom, then shall the word of Yahuwah be my Elohim, and this stone, which I have set for a pillar, shall be Elohim's house, and all that you shall give me, I will surely give the tithe to you." Malachi chapter 1, verse 1. The burden of the word of Yahuwah to Yasharel by Malachi. "I have loved you," says Yahuwah, "yet you say, 'In what way have you loved us?' Was not Esau Jacob's brother, says Yahuwah? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the jackals of the wilderness. Yet Edom says, 'We are beaten down, but we will return and rebuild the desolate places.' This says Yahuwah Sabaoth, 'They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the borders of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahuwah has indignation forever. And your eyes shall see, and you shall say, Yahuwah will be magnified from beyond the borders of Yasharel. A son honors his father, and a servant his master. If then I am a father, where is mine honor? And if I am a master, where is reverence for me? Saith Yahuwah Sabaoth to you, O priests that despise my name. And you say, in what way have we despised your name? You offer unclean foods upon my altar, and you say, in what way have we polluted you? By saying the table of Yahuwah is despicable. And if you offer the blind for sacrifice, is it not evil? And if you offer the lame and sick, is it not evil? Offer it now to your governor. Will he be pleased with you, or will he accept you favorably, says Yahuwah Sabaoth? And now seek the face of Al, that he will show unmerited favor to us. This disaster has been brought on by your own doing. So I will not show you favor, says Yahuwah Sabaoth. Who is there among you that would guard my doors, or kindle a fire on my altar for nothing? I have no pleasure in you, says Yahuwah Sabaoth, neither will I accept an offering at your hand. For from the rising of the sun, even to the going down of the same, my name shall be great among the nations, and in every place incense shall be offered to my name, and a pure offering for my name shall be great among the nations, says Yahuwah Sabaoth. But you have profaned it, in that you say, the table of Yahuwah is polluted, and its fruit, even its food, is despicable. You said also, behold, what a burden it is, and you have sneered at it, says Yahuwah Sabaoth. And you brought that which was torn, and the lame, and the sick. This you brought as my offering? Should I accept this from your hand, says Yahuwah? But cursed be the deceiver, who has in his flock a perfect male, and vows, and yet sacrifices to Yahuwah a corrupt thing. For I am a great king, says Yahuwah Sabaoth, and my name is feared among the nations. And now, O priests, this commandment is for you. If you will not listen, and if you will not take it to heart, to give esteem to my name, says Yahuwah Sebaot, I will even send a curse upon you, and will curse your Berakah. Yes, I have cursed them already, because you do not take it to heart. Behold, I will corrupt your seed, and spread dung upon your faces, even the dung of your appointed times, and one shall take you away with it. And ye shall know that I have set this commandment to you, that my covenant might be with Levi, said Yahuwah Sebaot. My covenant was with him for life and shalom, and I gave them to him for the fear by which he feared me, and was in awe of my name. The Torah instructions of truth was in his mouth, and iniquity was not found in his lips. He had his way with me in shalom and equity, and did turn many away from their iniquity. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the Torah instructions at his mouth, for he is the messenger of Yahuwah Sebaot. Romans chapter 9, verse 1. I say the truth in Mashiach, I lie not. My conscience also bearing me witness in the Ruach HaKodesh, that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For if it were possible, I myself would wish to be banished from Mashiach for my Yasharelite brothers, my kinsmen according to the flesh, who are Yasharelites, to whom pertains the adoption and the esteem and the covenants and the giving of the Torah instructions and the worship and the promises, who are the fathers from whom Mashiach came in the flesh, who is the Eluah Hayam over all, Yahuwah, the Baruch One forever. Not as though the word of Yahuwah has failed in Yasharel, for they are not all still Yasharel who are from Yasharel, neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they the children of Yasharel, but in Isaac shall your seed be called, that is, those who are children of the flesh, these are not the children of Yahuwah, but the children covenant are counted as the seed. For this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of Yahuwah according to choice might stand, not of works, but of him that does the calling. It was said to her, the older boy shall serve the younger. As it is written, Jacob I have loved, but Esau have I hated. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with Yahuwah? Let it not be. For he says to Moshe, I will have favor on whom I will have favor, and I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy. So then, it is not within reach of him that wishes, nor of him that strives in the flesh to be Yasharel, but of Yahuwah that shows mercy. For the scripture says to Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised you up, that I might show my power in you, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. Therefore he has mercy on whom he will have mercy, and he hardens the hearts of those he does not choose. You might say then to me, why does he find fault with some that he does not choose? For who has resisted his will? No, but, O man, who are you that replies and talks back to Yahuwah? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why have you made me this way? Does not the potter have power over the clay, from the same lump to make one vessel to honor, and another without honor? What if Yahuwah, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much patience the vessels of wrath prepared for destruction, and that he might make known the riches of his esteem on the vessels of mercy, that he had prepared beforehand for esteem, even us, whom he has called, not of the Yahudim only, but also of the nations? As he says also in Hosea, I will call them my people Ami, who are not my people Lo Ami, and will call her Ruhkamah, who were Lo Ruhkamah. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said to them, You are not my people Lo Ami, there shall they be called the children of the living Elohim. Yashayahu also cries on behalf of Yasharel, though the number of the children of Yasharel be as the sand of the sea, only a remnant shall be saved. For he will finish the work and cut it short in righteousness, because a short work will the Master Yahuwah make upon the earth. And as Yashayahu said before, except the Master Yahuwah Sebaot had left us a surviving remnant, we would have been as Sodom and been like Amorah. What shall we say then? That the nations who followed not after the Torah instructions of righteousness have attained righteousness, even the righteousness that comes by faith? But Yasharel, which followed after the Torah instructions of righteousness, does not attain the goal of the Torah instructions of righteousness. Thank you so much for joining us. Shabbat Shalom.